necessarily think the messaging is different. Yes, there isn't anything we can do in regards to getting ourselves back in playoffs or anything like that. But I think the important part for our team is understanding the importance of this time of year in regards to how it sets you up moving forward. So this group that we've dealt with a lot over the course of the year in regards to change and a lot of noise around the room, and I think the guys have done a really good job of handling that and continue to work. And if they're able to maintain that the last number of games, you can keep building some things. So that's the challenge for us, is that we want to continue to push. When there's nothing on the line, that's a hard thing to do, and it's more about pride and more about commitment to your teammates. So that's what we're looking for out of our players, and to make sure we have one of our better efforts of the year tonight.
Is it safe to say you've seen that, though, the work, the commitment to the teammates, the last two games specifically?
Yeah, absolutely. And over the course of the year, there haven't been many that we've had tough nights. Last time we played San Jose, we weren't at our best, so this is an opportunity to make amends for that game for sure. But that's what it really becomes about. The tighter you can create as a bond amongst your teammates, the more willingness you're willing to show to yourself, your teammates, that you're going to do whatever it takes to win, and continue to do that, even though there isn't anything on the line in regards to where we fit in the standings and stuff like that. It's a real important part of the year.
You've said this before, but the process is more important than the results. But when you have a game, specifically against the Oilers, where you feel really good about a lot of the things you do, and then you're still not getting those results. Is it for younger guys, kind of part of that learning process about making sure that you don't get away from that part of it, to try to cheat to the results, I guess?
For me, that's the biggest part of it. In games that are close games, and we're going to be expecting to be in close games the rest of the way, it's the one mistake along the way, or if you lose your concentration or you're not ready for a certain situation, that's when the losses come into play. So you have to learn to play a full 60 minutes. So when you're on the bench, making sure you're refocused and re-energized for your next shift is the most important thing, because that's what hurt us against Edmonton. We had a poor change, led to a penalty that we took, and it's in the back of your net. And then you go from a 2-2 game where we're feeling we're playing really well to one where we're not winning. So those things, they matter, and they will continue to matter.
We talked about Sharon Damage hitting 30 the other night. The success of the power play, both of those goals against Edmonton, kind of came from Yeager's stick in a similar spot. Has there been any sort of emphasis on getting them more involved on the power play that way?
No, not so much getting him more involved. I think putting him on the side that he's been on lately is a change for us. He was on his one-time side for the majority of the games prior to the last stretch where they've caught in fire. So I think what is happening is he's touching the puck more, and he's making good plays with it. And then I also thinking having Kuzi down around the net has also added to our power play as well. And that's one of the things we knew was the strength of his game, was his ability to make things happen on the power play. And over the last little while, he's done that, and I think he's helped make that group better.
Coach, you said Uyghur plays every game like it's his last, or has been lately.
Yeah.
His role as a leader on this team, has that grown over the course of the year? It seems like we see him a lot more front and center.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what he does on the ice, what he does off the ice. We've talked before about how he's learned to control his emotions a little bit more when things aren't going his way or our team's way. And I think that's a lot of his growth that's coming from him wanting to be a leader and maybe expecting that out of himself right now too.
For the young players on your roster, isn't that the most important thing, that help find your process at this level and also realize that regardless of the standings, you have to care?
That care part of it's non-negotiable, because if you don't have that, then you don't deserve to play in the NHL. It's a privilege to play here. So that has to be there. And like I said, young guys should know that. Old guys need to know that. I mean, that's what being in the NHL is all about.
I have a guy like Weaver around that does that.
Oh, yeah. And that's the example that you want to see, and you want that from more of your players. Like Mackenzie will block 10 shots a night. He'll do whatever he has to do to try to help our team win, and that's what you love about him. And I know we're going to get the same type of efforts from him for the rest of the season.
It was talked about yesterday, but just the California kid comes home, chance to start. What's your read on what this means to Dustin?
I'm sure it means a lot. The one nice thing for him is he's played in this building a lot over the years, whether it was American League games or he's very familiar with this area, I should say. So it's good to get him back in. I know he's excited. He was one of the first guys here at the rink this morning, so I know he's going to give us a good game.
A few options or I guess guys who are maybe questionable tonight, or how do you look at managing that as you get closer to puck drop?
Yeah, we're very much the same as we were against Edmonton. There's a few things that we'll have to sort out here this morning, and we'll have a better idea later tonight.
Ryan, what were your impressions of Nikita Hochuk when you first got him?
The impressions are he was a solid defenseman that moved really well and has the ability to play a physical brand of hockey, and that's what we need out of him moving forward. So again, he'll get an opportunity to play against his former team here tonight, and we're looking for him to do just that, move the puck quick, be a hard defender, give us some good minutes on the back end.
Do you feel that there's that growth is there for him, that possibly he has that in him to sort of do that?
I think he has it in him, and then it comes to the player at that point, right? So you have to make the opportunity that's in front of you. You've got to grab hold of it, is what I'm trying to say. So he needs to come in and play the game where he's not coming out again. So there's a style that he knows he has to play, and we'd like to see that from him tonight.